What a ball game. Can you believe that just happened? I don't know if I can. That was absolutely insane. I thought this game was going to be a boring game. That was going to be a blowout. The exact opposite happened. This was an exciting game, wire to wire. Let's talk about it all. I'm going to talk about what went wrong for the Denver Broncos, a lot of their mistakes. Going to break down that final sequence at the end there and that decision, which I did not really love, of kicking the 64-yard field goal. Let's just jump into it. Let's start off with this play. Sometimes, let's be honest, it felt very easy for Russell Wilson to throw the ball down the field and have guys open down the field. This play was probably the best example where it's going to be man coverage. And one thing we definitely, we had several concerns with the Seahawks heading into this season. One of the biggest, coverage. There's some question marks in this coverage unit, certainly. But this is actually what you would think would be a pretty decent matchup. It's Quandre Diggs, it's a safety going up against Jerry Jeudy, so that's the issue, is you have a safety playing a good receiver. Typically you want corners in this situation, but it's also not like you have some scrub back there. Diggs is a good safety. However, again, you're going to see Jerry Jeudy really just work his magic here. Watch how when this play begins, Jeudy fakes those going to the inside, then cuts to the outside and just burns completely by Diggs. Diggs never really had a chance here. And this is exciting if you're a Broncos fan, right? I personally had Jerry Jeudy as my number one receiver the year he came out of the draft. I loved what I saw from him. And I would say that he's been underwhelming in the NFL. Still been solid, but hasn't been lived up to those expectations. But maybe he just needed the right quarterback. But let's be honest, you're getting this open. Any quarterback's going to hit you. And as you see, Jeudy does make the grab. It's actually a bit underthrown, but Jeudy breaks the tackle as well from Diggs and runs the rest of the way into the end zone for a touchdown. So great play from Jerry Jeudy, and that certainly helped calm Russell Wilson down after only being able to put 3 points on the board through the first 25 minutes. This definitely, I think, helped a little bit in kind of a hostile environment. Getting booed by, a team that used to cheer for you for a decade has to deal with the nerves a little bit. This will calm you down, and you could tell how fired up he was when this play happened. There were also these plays where you're going to see, Diggs had a couple of lowlights in this game. Again, good player, just straight up drops that one. You also have this one, which was Jamal Adams' drop. Moving on to the other side of the ball and what was going on early there, we saw some good play. I mean, Rashad Penny was being a force to be reckoned with. Rashad Penny, what a weird career he's had, going from someone who seemed to be a bust to now a really good halfback. That does not typically be, that's not the way that halfbacks typically go. That's an odd career, but hey, he's being effective. The way this play works, you see the blocking concept. So if the run is going to go to the right, who's the closest unblocked man? That guy. And that guy is going to do a pretty good job on this play of reading it well. Watch him come in, and he's going to put himself in position where he can try to make a tackle on Penny, not give up too many yards. The issue? That's easier said than done. Watch Penny break this tackle, and he's going to run forward. He avoids another tackle and eventually gets to the 25-yard line. So just a really fantastic play from Rashad Penny, and the fact that he was able to do that is, that those kind of plays really work out. Now, yes, he did lose the ball at the end there, which isn't ideal, but, hey, Seattle recovered it. That's all you want at the end of the day. Hold on to the football, but, great run. This play was very fascinating because Geno Smith was, he was playing well. There were too many mistakes getting made by this Broncos secondary. I think that's also fair to say. And I think that, I wasn't as high on this Broncos defense as some other people were. I think this play is exactly, this is something they have to clean up if they're going to live up to their potential, I would say. It's going to be a cover 3 zone right here. That's what Denver is in. And so what's interesting is going to be the corner who is closest towards the sideline, towards the top of the screen. As you see, when this play develops, he's going to start to go over towards the middle of the field, which is something you can do, right? You want to make sure that everyone over the middle of the field is covered. You can do this. But what happens if you're doing this is if someone else runs into that area where he was covering, the top right-hand corner of your screen, then a linebacker for Denver has to read that and get over and cover that guy. Geno Smith is going to step up in the pocket, and I'm going to pause it right here. Look at how many players for Denver move in because Geno Smith is potentially running, meaning that no one is now covering the top right-hand corner of the screen, just a little bit off screen. Geno Smith alertly sees it, throws it there. Great play by Geno Smith. You have to give him a ton of credit for being able to, extend the play long enough and find the open guy. but that's just a mistake by Denver, and it's a mistake they have to clean up because, you can't be giving up free touchdowns like this, basically. Again, Geno Smith definitely, I shouldn't say free because, he did do a good job, and it's a good play design, all that good stuff, but, you know how this defense works. You have to just operate with the rules of your defense. And unless something weird happened off screen that I didn't see, this feels like it's just a blown coverage that should not happen at all, really. One time is one too many. The goal line woes for the Broncos was a very real thing, something that they're going to, I have to imagine, a big emphasis on practice this week is going to be inside the 5. You got to figure out that kind of stuff. This play was really a great defensive play, I thought, here by, it's going to be Al Woods, actually, who's going to make this one. There was already a fumble in the game earlier, so you want to make sure you're holding on to the football there. The first fumble was on a 4th down, so it was just, it still actually probably was the reason they didn't score a touchdown, but still, this one is now, a 3rd down, but still, you want to make sure you hold on to the football. And watch Woods just blow up this play. He is going to generate the pressure. He is going to not actually make the tackle, but he helps, blow up the play. A different Seattle player is the one who knocks the ball out. And to make matters worse, it falls into the end zone and is recovered there by Seattle. So a touchback on top of it. So definitely an unfortunate error there by the Broncos. To me, this error was worse. So this is a 2nd down and goal here, and it's just going to be a little, you're just going to pitch it forward right here. It's going to go to the tight end. So in this scenario, if you're a wide receiver on the outside, which Sutton is, just sit down, do nothing. The last thing you can do here, the one way you can screw this play up is a false start. And there's no way you're going to make this play. Again, it's going up the middle. There's no chance that what you're doing even is going to come into play here. But watch just that little flinch. That's just enough for a false start. An unfortunate error there. There's no denying that. And a mistake. And you have to think that these mistakes, all of those delay of games, including a delay of game on this drive, which prevented them from potentially scoring a touchdown, you have to think the preseason, that kind of rust really was a big factor here for the Broncos. We then saw a bold decision to let all of the time go off the clock right here. You saw the reactions of Peyton Manning, Shannon Sharp, and Eli Manning. They were not thrilled.
So you just burned 30 seconds to call a timeout?
They then missed the 64-yard field goal. I don't know about that decision. I really don't. I think I personally would have gone for it there. I think 4th and 5 is achievable, especially when, you were throwing the ball well really all game. I mean, you were getting, the throwing was not an issue too much. 42 attempts, 340 yards. That's pretty good. I think I'd throw the ball there and try to pick up a 1st down that way because, 64 yards, that's just a really tough kick to make, a really low percentage kick to make. I got the logic behind it, but I would rather try to make a 4th and 5. As a whole, I thought the Broncos were very disappointing. This is not what you wanted to see happen. This was a mistake by the Denver Broncos. They made several mistakes, I guess is what I mean to say. It was a blown game. That's the real way to do it. They beat themselves more than Seattle beat them. Seattle made some nice plays. They deserve credit for the nice plays, but I think Denver, this was disappointing from Denver. They'll clean up some of the issues. I have no doubt about that, but there's some things there that, Seattle was better than them in certain areas as well. They got to clean up their secondary. There's just a lot of things they have to clean up. Tough loss for the Denver Broncos. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.